everybody. That sounds a little cringe. But anyway, let's talk about cats. Now, just to clarify, I am pretty new to all this cat stuff, so whatever I say in this video, it was all from the internet, and if anything's wrong in this video, blame the internet. I just got a cat, basically just, and her name is Kitty. She's a lovely little kitten, an orange cat-ish, and I adore her with all my heart. So I did put some effort into this video. When you're new to all this stuff on pets, all you can really do is look them up on the internet. So that's what I'm here to talk about. Whatever I found on the internet. And things that I will personally try with my new cat. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, let's start with training. I've been seeing this training around for a bit, even before I had a cat, and it's the one where you have like a clicky thing, and whenever the cat does something good, you click the button and you give him praise. Now, I really enjoyed the thought of that one, but I feel like that training is more training for like jumping through hoops or something. And I needed something more of just like, don't bite this cable, or don't scratch the couch, scratch this thing. So another thing that I found was affection training. That sounds strange. I don't know the name of this one, but I didn't know the name of the other one, did I? This training is just give the cat praise and love it dearly, but if the cat does something bad, like bite your charger, you bring this cat away from the charger, give a firm no, and don't give it any praise or attention or pets. Just leave him alone. Your cat will be very confused and will want your attention. But if you show that you are upset with the cat, they will get the hint later on, if you continue doing this a few more times, that you don't like them when they're doing something bad. So you won't give them attention after they do something bad. And they want your attention. Cats are very affectionate. So they will crave your affection even more and will stop doing that thing that is making you hate them. But you obviously don't hate them. You know, you're just upset because they're biting your charger. And I mean, I've heard of like hitting your cat as punishment. You know, like how some people do with their kids. And I mean, you could do that, I suppose. But cats don't really understand when you hit them. You see, cats, they're a little stupid. So if you hit a cat, they won't think it's what they were doing that caused you to hit them. They'll think that you are just really upset for some reason, and you're taking out your anger on them, which will make them feel like they can't trust you. You know, you're a little unstable in the head, and they don't really want to be around that. So they'll become a little wary of you, and they won't trust you. And you don't want that. So it's best not to try and use hitting as a form of punishment if the cat does something wrong. Just bring them away from what they were doing and tell them firm no or something like that. And you'll eventually teach the cat to not do those things. Alright, in this part, I kind of want to go pretty quickly, since we already spent a whole lot of time just talking about, training. So, yeah, we'll keep the food thing pretty short, since there's not a lot to it. Now, with food, I heard that cats like to eat dry and wet food, and some people like to give it at different times of the day, like dry food and then wet food and then dry food and stuff like that. But I usually see people just mix it. And I mean, that's what I've been doing, and my kitty seems pretty fine eating that. It doesn't have to be too luxurious, just any regular cat food would be good. But it's important to give them a little bit of variety, just so they don't get really bored of the food. Cats under 6 weeks shouldn't be eating any food and should be drinking milk from a bottle, or formula specifically, since most cats are lactose intolerant, which more people should know, but it's not really a common fact. So I'm here to tell you now, don't give your cats milk, especially as a replacement for water. Since cats, yes, they don't really like water, they're very picky about water, but that should not be an excuse to give your cat milk. Just give them fresh water, change it practically all the time. It has to be really fresh. And some people get fountains, like mini fountains for cats, just so the water is moving around and it looks more interesting than it is. But not everyone's gonna buy a mini fountain for a cat, or just in general. I'd say just give them the water you would drink, and you can just call it a day after that. Cats over 6 weeks eat about 4 meals a day. 3 to 6 month-year-olds eat 3 meals a day, and anything over that eats twice or so a day. And you could leave your food on the floor just so the cat can eat whenever she wants, or he, but that could lead to the cat eating too much food and then getting too big, and then that's just another little problem that no one really needs to go into. Just make sure that the cat isn't eating too much. Portions vary by lifestyle. If the cat runs around a lot and, needs a lot of energy, then feed them more. If they're just lazing around being regular cats, then just feed them how much you think is necessary. Now, grooming is a little different for each cat. For cats with short hair, they usually need to take a bath around twice a year, which sounds wrong, but the cats do groom themselves, and they groom themselves pretty well. And this does not include times where it's just a little too muddy outside, or really dirty inside, and the cat just gets himself dirty, and you have to wipe him down with a wet towel. Showers are not twice a year at most. It's just twice, pretty much. With cats that have a lot of fur or very long fur, you need to take them a shower multiple times. A lot more than I expected, but I guess makes sense. Which is once every 2 to 3 months. And I was a little surprised when I heard that, since cats with short hair, twice a year. But then I really thought about it, and it makes a lot of sense. Since cats can't just clean all of that fur, and because of all of that fur, they can't really reach the nooks and crannies that they need to clean. So it turns out a bit sloppy. You also need to brush that luxuriously long hair, since you obviously don't need your baby choking and having a bunch of fur balls all over your floor. And you don't want a lot of hair everywhere. Makes sense. But if you seriously don't really mind getting a cat with long hair, very lovely. They're so fluffy. And if you have a furless cat or a hairless cat, first of all, you are really expensive. I feel like you're really expensive. And you need to take them a shower a lot. Basically every day. And it's because they have no hair, which means they get dirty really fast. And yeah, they could lick themselves, but, with their very tough tongues, it can be a bit irritating, since their tongues were meant for fur, and hairless cats are bald. You also need to wipe them every time they use the bathroom, because usually with cats, the fur just helps it out. It's not too dirty, it's fine. But with furless cats, they don't have that, so it's just number one, number two, everywhere. So you gotta wipe that, and that just practically means that furless cats are the most clean since they're the ones most washed. And I suppose that's why I think pet owners of hairless cats are really expensive, just because they can do that. They just clean a cat. Pretty simple. With all cats, you should watch out for the chin, the ears, the tail, the stomach, and the back, just because most cats can't reach there. And I would say especially the chin, since, they eat and the food goes all over their chin, but they can't wash it, so it's just very dirty. Look at your cat's chin right now. If it's clean, then they're probably just eating a bunch of dry food, or you just cleaned it. If it's not, it's very normal. That's just how cats are, and you should wash it. Anyways, I think that's about it, really. I already talked a lot about my cats. Oh, actually, I didn't say much about my cat at all. But that doesn't really matter. I learned all this information just for my precious kitty, and you should look up more information, more details. Depending on your cat, it can vary a lot, which is, why I'm giving you this. I just thought I could share some. If people have similar cats to mine, and they're both kittens, I thought some people would like to know just a little bit of information. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you sometime soon. I took 2 weeks to make this video, and I'm not sure if it's going to stay like that, or if it's going to be every week or something. But just know it will be on a Friday, and if it's not Friday, Sunday. We're working out the YouTube thing, okay? And this is taking a long time. Whoopsie. See you all later, and have a nice day.